How have you been feeling since the stellium in Aries and the Chiron wound that may have been activated, that may have been illuminated? If you haven't watched my video, I did share opportunity to meet your Chiron wound and what opportunity it was providing for you. So I'll pop the link there for you to click on and you can access that. And for myself, I only listened to it yesterday and found it really potent, what came through. And it has kind of helped some things settle. I know a lot of things have been landing, a lot of things have been activated. This energy at the moment is, it's almost like there's this go, 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 but within that, it's like, no, I just need to slow down. And so this is a reminder to slow down and to be present. And and that brings me to what I wanted to talk to you about, which is as we shift into this higher frequency, into the 5D, I want to know, like, do you think who will still be working? Like, will there be a need for work? Because that's something I've really been struggling to come to terms with because I feel like in that frequency, that state of abundance, why would we need to work? But what has continually been coming through is what I know to be true for myself, that I would be doing this work if I wasn't getting paid for it. If I had all my needs met, I would still be doing it. I would love to be offering it freely. But in this day and age, I unfortunately do need to pay the bills. And that has been what got me started in doing this work, but it's not what drives me. And what drives me is just this continual exploration of consciousness, I guess. And it's been so eye-opening and so enlightening and such an honor to witness people as they come into my world and receive what they need to receive, and I receive what I need to receive from them as well, because we're always sharing codes. And to then, even if they come with to me for one session, or if I work with them over many weeks or months, or even if they're in my membership, like it's just seeing that shift and change is always such an honor, and especially as we come out of the heightened states or just the fragmented nervous system. So, and that's why I'm so passionate about, supporting our nervous system, because that allows us to open up to more of our gifts, and we're not going to go into overwhelm because we're able to receive these gifts. And as we clear, any trauma or any limiting beliefs or negative thoughts about it, then we're able to receive more of ourselves without any judgment or without any fears or mistrust, or insert whatever you want there, whatever may be coming up for you, as you move through this awakening and remembrance journey. And as something that I've put together is a Sovereign Spiral. It's like a free PDF guide. I keep adding to it, and it's going to be part of something much bigger, which will most likely be a paid offering. But the message I've been getting this year very much has been to get up. And it's like, after we wake up, after we are in that foggy haze and start to remember, then it's time to actually get up out of bed, get up and do the things. But it's that doing is where I'm really feeling stuck, because so much of working with the nervous system and with my quantum work is getting people out of the survival grids, is, that we don't need to be doing so much, that we've been conditioned to be productive all the time and always doing something. And that's why so many of us don't know how to rest, and we feel guilty for resting. Or we like, and that's why so many of us are burning out. So that's why it's so important to value rest, and you can receive so much in the rest as well. So you're still doing something. But what I wanted to speak to you is this thread that I've been following. about as we move into the 5D and this question about whether we'll be working or not, it's comes down to, how much we will be doing and how much we will just simply be being, being in our presence, being present, being in the flow. And then it just cycles back to creativity. So I really feel like that shift into the 5D is just going to allow us to really be stepping into our creativity, being able to follow those creative impulses and hits of inspiration and create whatever it is that you want to create. And it's no longer, about trying to sell, and it's just offering these creations into the space, and the those that it's meant for will feel that resonance and they'll be attracted to it and they'll come through, and then there'll be some sort of energetic exchange and they will receive it, and then it will just flow on and flow on. And it really just feels like that the more of us that are stepping up into higher service to make room for those that are stepping up as well. Not everyone needs to be, if as soon as you start getting your gifts coming online, it doesn't mean that you need to be a healer. If that's not what you want to do, maybe you're meant to be bringing these gifts into whatever space that you are in, whether it's still in your corporate job or whether it's whatever system that you're working within, because these systems are crumbling, and just because they're crumbling, it doesn't mean we're going to burn everything down. I honestly feel like there's some things that are worth salvaging because, we already see it in this world, like how wasteful we are. And there can be some things that can be saved. And I feel like the people that are, on the inside are the ones that will help break it down from the inside, but they will also be the ones to know what is worth saving and what isn't. So it's really valuing that insider knowledge. It- so I guess my message there is if you feel like you've got stuff coming online and you have no intention of being a healer, you don't have to be. Like you can bring your gifts into the world that you are in. And and that's the thing. We all have our own worlds that we move through, and we are creator beings. We have created these lives for ourselves, and how much of reality have we been part of creating? I have no idea. But if you think about it on that level as well, like what if um, I was part of creating this and you were part of creating that, and whether it's all the interlocking phases of how this reality was created, and maybe seeing a potential flaw or where things went wrong. And maybe that's like on the creator level, then there could be some of that, working through the blocks of, well, I tried to create before and that didn't work out. That definitely didn't work out, and this could have gone in a better way. So as we expand into that creator level, yes, there can be more things that we need to heal and meet, and I think it's more just about meeting and accepting, and just coming to terms with it and just taking what you can from it as you move to whatever it is that you're going to create next. Because it really feels like the more we step into creating, whether it's art or music or writing or singing, like it, or and it could be what you're creating, you know, for the world, for humanity. Like it can be, yeah, like, little personal passion projects, or it could be really big, complex things as well. But it's like, the more that we are in that creative zone of genius and, doing it with this shift within our, I guess, from the head into the heart, and really working from that heart space and that heart-based coherence as well. And that will just continue to ripple out, and it will then be opening up whatever it is that we are all here to create as we co-create this new world together. Because if you think about it, like if you're asked, what are your goals in 5 years? Like the old ways of doing it are not going to cut it anymore. And that's why I feel like a lot of digital creators have really been having to change how they do their work, because things are changing and it's changing really fast. And and I think it's part of that is that shift into the 5D and into the being rather than the doing. And it's about more creation and again, that heart-based coherence and trying to figure out how to say this, because what is going to be created has never been created before. And that's why it's taking so many different energies to assist with this. And that's why we need like all of the external energies as well as those of us on the ground. We need to be on the ground level for a reason because we need to be in this physical form for a reason because it's on the physical plane, the physicality that is where we need to, work from the ground up. And it feels like a lot of it is restoring back to organic intelligence and nature intelligence and reconnecting back to the original blueprints and before all the distortions. And that also goes within our bloodlines as well. So that's why so many of us are the cycle breakers trying to, close all those generational patterns and conditioning and heal the generational trauma as well. And then that applies to the lands as well. Because once we are able to do that cleansing and purification, then we're able to tap into our ancestors and the gifts and the wisdom that they have for us and who knows how far back we have to go to access when that gift or that wisdom was preserved. It really feels like we're getting to this point where we're able to hop out of the survival grids and start to reclaim what is ours in so many different spheres. So I just wanted to, I guess, share that those are the threads that I am kind of pulling apart, teasing apart at the moment. And my invitation here is just for you to take this moment to slow down and just check in with yourself and whether you already have a business or whether you're wanting to start a business, just to tune into what it is that you are wanting to create and what is the driver behind it. And if it's really still just trying to be productive, how can you just shift it from that into the creative zone and just tap into the joy and wonder and curiosity there and allow that to shift you and be your inner guidance as well. So just take a moment to take a breath in and a slow breath out. And as you're breathing out, just feel yourself letting go of some threads. Maybe you've been holding on some things for too long, some things that were never yours to hold on to, or maybe old ideas, old dreams, and maybe it's time to let them go so that new ones can come in. Because I think that's a whole other layer of this as well. What was the motivator behind your business? What were you aiming to achieve? And again, when that need to be productive is gone, or when the need to survive is gone, when we are thriving and enjoying life, what comes in for you then? So just allow yourself a moment now to meet it, or maybe even meeting yourself, another aspect of yourself, maybe even a future self, and just taking this moment to be guided. And so what came through as a bit of a collective message is even though the get up and go energy is very strong right now, to really be grounded, to really slow down and almost like it's almost like double checking, that all your laces are tied up and your shoes are on and that the path is clear ahead before you take off running. So it's, yeah, it just felt like, yeah, we're just kind of getting a glimpse at the path ahead. So you may have seen some obstacles, or maybe we've cleared those obstacles for you. And maybe it's even not even obstacles, maybe it was just all old overgrowth that was obscuring the view for you. And now the path has been made clear because you've tuned into your heart and into yourself and received what you needed to receive. So keep following that thread and I guess following your joy, following your creativity, letting your creativity be what guides you and enjoying the process. I hope that helps, and I would love to hear in the comments anything that came through for you, or what's one small thing that you can do today that will help you, do less, which I know sounds a bit silly ask you what can you do to do less, but how can you just simply be more? What do you need to let go of, put down, so that you can just be more of yourself and then enjoy being in that process. All right. Bye for now.